What if Logan Paul didn't just get cancelled online, but got executed in feudal Japan? Let's find out what would have happened if Logan faced real justice through history. Logan Paul has done a lot of wild things, from viral YouTube stunts to WWE to crypto scandals.
CryptoZoo.co. I am so excited about this project. It's so fun. It's a really fun game that makes you money.
But behind all the famous controversies are some with very real legal consequences. But what if Logan didn't face modern media backlash? What if he faced historical justice? Today, I'm sentencing Logan Paul in 5 different time periods, and by the end, you'll see why he might not have made it out alive in at least one of them.
So I sat down.
What do they get out of it?
Crime number 1. Wildlife smuggling, but in medieval England. In 2023, Logan tried to bring a parrot into Iceland by hiding it in his luggage. To customs, it was a violation, but to the internet, it was just another weird Logan Paul headline. If you drop that same act into medieval England, and suddenly Logan's parrot becomes a political problem. Back then, the monarchy didn't just care about taxes and titles. It controlled everything entering the kingdom. Exotic animals were rare, valuable, and often symbols of royal power. Smuggling one in without clearance wasn't weird. It was criminal. Logan could have been accused of bringing in foreign pests or potential disease vectors. That parrot? It represented a threat to crops, livestock, and even the health of nobles. But what would his punishment be? We're talking fines so heavy they'd bankrupt a noble, exile to the fringes of society, or time rotting in a lice-infested prison cell, just for trying to sneak in what, today, would be a YouTube thumbnail. And worst of all, the Crown might not even punish Logan. They might have executed the parrot instead, in public, as a warning. But let's be honest, this is Logan. The stakes only go up from here. Crime number 2, CryptoZoo scam in 1920s America. In 2021, Logan hyped up CryptoZoo, a blockchain-based game where people could buy NFTs, hatch rare animals, and earn passive income. But when the game never fully launched, millions of dollars vanished into thin air. Some blamed Logan. Logan blamed his dev team. Basically, everyone blamed somebody. But imagine this scam not happening in 2021, but in the 1920s, America. This was the golden age of grifters. The Roaring Twenties had everyone throwing money at anything that sounded like the future. Sound familiar? Enter Logan Paul, rebranded as a fast-talking crypto huckster, pitching invisible zoo animals on Wall Street. If the game collapsed, and it would, he'd be hauled into court alongside the likes of Charles Ponzi. Back then, regulators were waking up, and fraudsters were being made examples of. Logan wouldn't just be slapped with a class action lawsuit. He'd be dragged into federal court, facing charges for securities fraud, mail fraud, and misleading investors. Best case, 5 to 10 years in a federal prison. Worst case, he's remembered not as a creator, but as a cautionary tale in a black and white documentary. Crime number 3, suicide forest video in Edo period Japan. In 2017, Logan uploaded a video in Japan's Aokigahara forest, infamously known as the Suicide Forest. In it, he filmed the body of a man who had taken his own life, and laughed about it. People were horrified. He lost sponsorships and ad revenue, but legally, he walked away unscathed. Now place that same act in Edo period Japan, where honor, shame, and respect for the dead were embedded into the soul of the culture. Suicide, especially ritual suicide, was a deeply personal and sacred matter. Logan, a loud foreigner, parading through a sacred forest and mocking a dead soul on camera. That wasn't just a faux pas, it was a national disgrace. It would be seen as an unforgivable insult, not just to the victim, but to all of Japan. He wouldn't be trending on Twitter. He'd be hunted by samurai, arrested, tried by local officials, and likely sentenced to death. Ever wonder how many years your favorite celebrity would do behind bars in a certain year? Or even just the amount of years you would face for a certain charge in a certain year? I've provided that with the link in the description for you curious history lore enthusiasts. Crime number 4, tasing dead rats in ancient Egypt. Let's get weird. Once upon a Logan Paul vlog, he filmed himself tasing the dead bodies of 2 rats. For laughs.
Using weapons for this?
I'm not gonna use my bare hand.
Yeah, you're right. Here, no rat comes into my house without getting tased. Die! No, he's already dead.
Why?
Get him!
Why?
No rat comes into my house without getting tased.
YouTube demonetized him. The internet groaned. But in ancient Egypt, he wouldn't get off so easy. Animals in ancient Egyptian society were sacred, not metaphorically, but literally. Cats were worshipped, birds were protected. Harming any creature, living or dead, could be seen as an act of sacrilege. If the offense was seen as deliberate mockery, death wasn't off the table. Imagine being dragged to court not by humans, but by priests speaking on behalf of Bastet and Anubis. You don't vlog your way out of that one. Crime number 5, looting footage during protests in modern China. In 2020, Logan was filmed inside a looted mall during US protests. He said he didn't steal anything, but the footage spread fast, and police reportedly looked into it. But let's tail that moment into modern-day China. In China, optics are everything. Content that shows civil unrest, crime, or political disorder, even accidentally, can get you banned, not just from platforms, but from society. Logan filming the looting is enough for the government to accuse him of spreading harmful content or disrupting social harmony. In the blink of an eye, he could be detained, interrogated, and forced into a state-approved apology video, reading from a script, eyes red, head down. But it wouldn't stop there. His online presence would be deleted, sponsorships gone, appearances removed. It would be like Logan Paul never existed. Recap and verdict. Let's break down Logan's time-traveling criminal record. Medieval England, smuggling a parrot, a royal offense, punishable by dungeon time or exile. 1920s America, crypto zoo scam, a textbook white-collar crime, likely ends in federal prison. Edo, Japan, suicide. Forrest video, a grave disgrace, could easily warrant a death sentence. Ancient Egypt, tasing sacred animals, blasphemy of the highest order, expect priestly punishment or execution. Modern China, looting footage, violates strict censorship laws, leads to digital erasure and blacklisting.